Prayer is a mighty current, a living pulse of the soul, an invisible bridge spanning the chasm between the human heart and the heart of the Creator. It carries our deepest yearnings, our earnest pleas for God to grant protection as steadfast as a fortress, grace as sweet as a cool stream, and mercy as boundless as an ocean without shores. In every word uttered from trembling lips or whispered in silence, we lift to Him an unshakable trust, beseeching Him to spread His arms over us, like a mother bird shielding her young in a storm, to guide us through the rugged paths of life, and to bestow a profound peace, a peace not defined by the absence of hardship but by His presence amid the fiercest waves. We plead with God to ignite within us a fierce faith in His perfect plan, a design so intricate it surpasses the limited sight of mortal eyes, transcending the boundaries of time and space. In this surrender, we find the strength to rise above the roaring tides of anxiety that threaten our minds, to stand firm when all seems to crumble, and to uncover an endless wellspring of power flowing from His unfading love, a love that raised the mountains, named each star, and still tenderly cradles every wandering soul in the warm embrace of redemption. Today, I place this day, bathed in the first radiant light of dawn, shadowed by the darkness that may fall as dusk descends, into God's hands, like a weary traveler setting down his burden by a riverbank to rest after a long journey. I seek His protection in every moment of life, from the quiet instances when birdsong rises like a hymn of praise, to the chaotic hours when the wind howls through the cracks of my soul. I trust that He, like the faithful shepherd of Psalm 23, will lead me through dark valleys where death's shadow looms, across radiant hills where His light shines, guarding me from the dangers lurking in the hidden corners of my path, snares of doubt, arrows of fear, abysses of despair. I ask Him to grant me strength to keep my heart pure, untainted by the fleeting temptations of the world, those sweet but hollow calls, those glittering but fading desires, so I may face every trial with courage forged in the fire of His love and grace. He is my inexhaustible fountain of strength, the flame that never dies within my chest, the refuge I run to when the world turns its back, when those I cherish cannot understand, when even I no longer understand myself. I long to feel His presence, close as the breath I draw each morning, mighty as the wind sweeping across vast fields, gentle as a hand touching a wound to heal. I yearn to walk the path He has laid out, not the easy or wide road the world often seeks, but the narrow way of truth and life, where every step is a sacred pilgrimage drawing me closer to His heart. This faith does not waver with what my eyes behold, not swayed by the light of day or the dark of night, not tethered to the successes I claim or the failures I bear, but is anchored in the unchanging promise that He works for my ultimate good, even when the full picture of His plan remains shrouded in the mist of mystery. I recall a time when life felt like a labyrinth with no escape, work uncertain, health faltering, a nameless sorrow clinging to me like a shadow. I sat in silence, hands clenched, heart in turmoil. But when I breathed out, "O Lord," not with certainty but with the desperation of a child lost from its mother, a small ray of light pierced my soul. Nothing changed instantly, the struggles lingered, but the belief that He was listening, acting, gave me patience to wait and trust to press on. That patience and trust are steadfast legs, holding me steady amid life's storms, awaiting the moment His light breaks through the thickest dark clouds. God is the one who loves us with a depth beyond human measure or earthly words. It is a love that works silently in the hidden recesses of life, in moments we don't notice, in failures that seem senseless, in tears we think go unseen. He moves not with the fanfare of the world, not with clanging gongs or flashing lights, but with a gentle, profound touch, like underground water nourishing a barren field, like dawn's quiet light banishing the night. We are called to trust Him wholly, not just in what He does for us today, not just in the blessings we can count, but in who He is, the one who never fails, never forsakes, never tires of our frailties. To live in that trust, we must turn from selfish thoughts, those that circle only ourselves, desires that seek only our gain, and actions serving our small egos. Instead, we let our lives become a song glorifying His name, a lamp reflecting His light in the world's darkness, a living testament that He is all we need. Our focus must turn to Him, like a sunflower tilting toward the sun, like a wanderer lifting eyes to a guiding star in the black night. Our trust must rest in Him, like a sailor yielding his ship to the wind, knowing that though the waves rage, the captain holds the helm. I pray He opens new doors of opportunity, not just to meet material needs like food and shelter, but to lead us to spiritual maturity, to abundant blessings enriching our souls beyond any earthly treasure. These new experiences, a challenging day teaching patience, a relationship fostering love, a loss revealing the value of what remains, will be precious gems in life's crown, illuminating our path and teaching us to hope, trust, and live with a heart wider than ever before. Living by His teachings, golden words in Scripture like, "Love your neighbor as yourself," or "Blessed are the merciful," and trusting His enduring promises form the bedrock that carries us beyond fleeting emotions. Waves of doubt, winds of fear, moments of weakness when we want to give up, all dissolve before the solidity of faith, like a mountain unmoved by the fiercest storm. God is the one who brings peace and strength in the hardest hours, when our hearts tremble like leaves in the wind, when our minds churn like a sky thick with clouds. He is not a temporary shelter we flee to when rain falls, He is a fortress unyielding, a tower soaring where we find strength to overcome anxiety, to reclaim joy stolen by life's burdens, endless workdays, sleepless nights of worry, solitary moments in a crowd. His presence is like sunlight breaking through storm clouds, dispelling the fears and worries imprisoning us in weary days, like a candle's gentle glow pushing back darkness in a cold room. When I sense Him near, through a scripture verse echoing in my mind, a stranger's sudden smile, the stillness of a peaceful morning, I no longer feel small or alone, I am wrapped in a deep safety and peace, like a child asleep in a mother's arms amid a tempest, like a ship finding harbor in a raging sea. I call on His strength through prayer, not to sidestep trials, for I know rugged roads forge faith, but to face them with a fierce trust and confidence tempered in the furnace of His grace. He promises peace beyond human understanding, a divine gift unbound by circumstance, unshaken by worldly upheaval, enduring when all we hold dear is stripped away. This peace is a flame of hope burning in the hearts of those writhing in pain, a mother grieving her child, a father jobless, a soul lost in its own shadows. It reminds us that even in the darkest hours, when every door seems shut, when every light seems extinguished, His light remains, quiet but steadfast, waiting for us to lift our heads and see, to open our hearts and receive. Prayer is not merely an act, not just a familiar ritual in the life of faith, it is a mighty, deep river, a living path leading us to peace and strength from God. Through prayer, we place our trust and hope in His shelter, like a traveler finding shade in a scorching desert, a warrior grasping a sword in battle, a parched soul discovering a cool stream in a wasteland. His presence brings restoration, healing wounds carried through years, unseen scars no one knows, and renewal, breathing fresh wind into life's exhausted corners, turning deserts into verdant fields. He invites us to lay our burdens before Him, worries heavy as stones on our shoulders, sorrows pressing like clouds over the sky, so we may be lightened, free to walk with a fearless heart, a soul unshackled. God is the endless source of strength, the hands lifting us when we're too weary to rise, the wind renewing our wings when we think we can fly no further. I recall a season when everything seemed against me, work collapsing, health failing, an emptiness enveloping me like starless night. I sat in my small room, staring out at relentless rain, feeling myself sink. But in that weakness, I whispered a simple prayer, "Lord, I'm so tired, lift me up." No thunder answered, no blazing light fell from the sky, but a strange stillness wrapped around me, as if He sat beside me, quietly sharing my load. The next day, I awoke not with every problem solved, but with new strength to face them, a strength not mine, but His. When we collapse under life's weight, when our legs fail, when our hands can't hold, He doesn't leave us in the ashes, He stoops down, lifts us with love tender yet mighty, and places in our hands the power to rise, to press on with a heart unafraid, a soul refreshed by His grace. Peace from God is not a passing feeling, not a brief calm between storms, it is a living testament to His boundless strength and love, a flame that never dies, a river that never dries. Our lives, anchored in that peace, become a shining lamp, not just lighting our way through dark paths, but reflecting His glory, drawing others closer to Him, like lost ships finding a lighthouse in a foggy sea. Living in trust and surrender, letting Him guide us through sunny days and frigid nights, we become messengers of hope, vivid witnesses of His grace. I pray my life isn't just a string of meaningless days, not just weary steps on an earthly road, but a song of praise to His love, each note a prayer, each melody a testimony of His strength. I want my life to tell how prayer transformed me, lifted me from depths, led me over towering trials, and to be an invitation for those around me, family, friends, even strangers passing by, to find peace, strength, and love in the arms of the One who made them, loved them before they were born, and will forever stand by them, though the world shifts and time fades.